Todd here, Director of Generosity by LifeWay. Today I want to talk about a generosity plan. You know, we were part of a survey a few years ago, surveying churches of 1,000 in attendance and more. And one of the biggest learnings that I gathered from that was how many churches were really concerned that they didn't have a generosity plan. And so I thought I'd be helpful today. So let me say a few things about a generosity plan, and then I'll give you some tips. First, every church needs to have one. Doesn't matter how big you are, every church needs a generosity plan. If you don't have a plan, you'll never know how you're doing, and you certainly can't foresee when there's a problem coming and solve that in advance. Second thing is it doesn't cost you anything to have a plan. It just takes a little dedication of getting in a room with your leaders and doing some thinking. There's no really expenses involved in it. And third thing is just go ahead and admit that you're going to make an imperfect plan. You've probably maybe never had a generosity plan before and don't know quite how to go about it. And so just admit it's not going to be the perfect plan, but you're going to get better at it as the years go on. So get in the room with your team and let's create a plan. Now here are 3 tips on how to start that plan. First, when you get in the meeting, decide that when you're going to launch, just set a target launch date so you have some accountability and you're not just meeting terminally and having thoughts but not really moving forward. And I'd say, launch in 4 to 6 months. And you can have a launch that's large. It could be church-wide with a sermon series, or it could be really small in which you said, we just want to launch 2 or 3 generosity classes. So set a launch time to hold yourself accountable. Second thing, set a goal of what you'd like to see the generosity ministry accomplishing 12 months after you launch. So remember, you're not launching a class, you're launching a ministry, and you want to have goals and growth every single year. So set a goal for what you would like to see accomplished after your first year. And once again, that could be really church-wide and very large. And you might say something like, we want to see 10% increase in the number of giving units. You might say we want to successfully launch 3 small group classes and have 50 people participate in the course of a year. Or you might say, we want to start a specialized ministry towards those who have the spiritual gift of giving. So it can be as big or small as you want, but set that target date and set that target goal for the end of the year. And then finally, gather some resources. So at LifeWayGenerosity.com, we have resources that are free to you. There's free ebooks that you can use. There are free coaching tools that you can preview. So there's some tools to help generate some conversations. There are 2 tools in particular that might be really helpful to you. One's a small book called Leading a Generous Church, which is actually a 30-day guide that creates conversations for financial and stewardship leaders and generosity leaders. So it can actually guide you through a discussion process. And then we have actually a content curriculum called Generous Life, which are 5 sermons, 5 small group lessons for all ages, 5 family devotions. That actually is a kind of a model of how you can launch a generosity ministry. And you can have a free download at lifeway.com if you'll search for Generous Life, a free download of how that looks. So it can maybe help you set a framework of discussion. So I want to encourage you to start a generosity plan, set that first meeting, and go unleash giving today.